I think that the last year for me has really reignited my love of street photography, of just taking photos on your daily walk and stuff like that. That is kind of just how I started in photography. I used to take pictures of like doors and stuff like that, like around where I used to live, and that's really how I got into it. And I think as I started doing photography more as a job and started doing more portraiture and stuff like that, I kind of lost that somewhere along the way. So for me, street photography, or you know, just taking photos on your walk, that's kind of taking it back to basics. But let me quickly explain to you the, I guess, story of how this video was birthed. Okay, so I'll set the scene for you. It was about 10 p.m. on a rainy evening, and I really wanted some chips. And when I say chips, I'm not talking about crisps if you're American. I'm not talking about, you know, like those oven chips. I'm talking about like proper chip shop chips. That's what I wanted. But given that we are in a lockdown, the local chip shop to me, which I actually have never tried, but that local chip shop was not open. And so I had to look on a map and try to find like the nearest chip shop to me. So long story short, I found a chip shop. It was about a couple miles away from where I live. And I thought, cool, I'll do this walk. It was like an hour's walk all in all, to get these chips. And when I got to the chippy, it was next to this off license with this cost cutter sign. And there was something about the cost cutter sign, how it looked really kind of like vintage and retro, that I just thought that would look so good on film. In particular, I was thinking that would look really nice on black and white film. And the whole area of where I was walking around really reminded me of where I used to live when I did first move to Manchester. And so I got thinking that it might be kind of nice to walk around this area and take photos of a more traditional Salford, and not the Salford which is kind of being gentrified and you've got like Media City and all that, but more of like just a residential Salford. So for those of you who don't know, Salford is a city within Greater Manchester, and more recently it's probably known for things like Media City, where the BBC and ITV are, but it's also made fame on things such as Coronation Street, that is set in Salford if you guys watch Carey. And just generally in art and culture, it's been depicted a lot, especially in the past, from artists such as Ellis Lowry to Harold Riley. So essentially I waited for a bright day and grabbed the HP5 from my fridge. It's the first time that I've actually shot black and white street photography on medium format. If you guys are up to date with my recent videos, I did do a video on Kodak Tri-X, and that was 35mm, and there was a little bit of street photography in there as well, so if you do want to check that out, I'll link it somewhere. But essentially the route that I took was mostly unknown. I started at the cost cutter knowing that I definitely wanted that shot, and then along the way there was some certain other little bits that I knew I wanted to take a photo of, such as this Cadbury's like themed shop, and also there's like an abandoned building. I'm not sure what it once was, but there's this abandoned building that I used to go past on the bus when I was coming back from uni, and there's a statistic graffitied onto it. 2,225 families were accepted as homeless last year in Greater Manchester, or in Manchester I think it says. And I don't know when those statistics were taken from, but you know, ever since I moved to this area, that has been on that building, and that building has been derelict, and I think that's quite poignant, especially in recent times. So there were a few little bits along the kind of route that I knew that I wanted to photograph, and then the other shots were just observations as I went. But I won't talk much more, I'm just going to get into the behind the scenes and the photos. A shout out to Hannah Graphics, Hannah Kirkland, for filming the behind the scenes. I will link her in the description. That is all from me for this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, then please give it a thumbs up and remember to subscribe. I do have a few more videos centered around street photography that are coming out soon, but don't worry, I will be getting back to the normal portraiture kind of work again as well. Let me know if you do want to see more street photography kind of things on this channel, because I know that generally speaking it's quite, you know, orientated around portraiture and fashion photography. But as ever, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys in the next one.